that Khorasan is that territory which extends from northwest Pakistan, the Pathan belt, northeast Iran, the whole of Afghanistan, and the territory north of Afghanistan. But clearly Afghanistan is in the heart of Khorasan.
Is India part of
No. This territory has one thing distinctive about it, that Europe could never colonize the heart of Khorasan. The British tried when Britain was the ruling state in the world, and the British failed. And then the Russians tried when they had the superpower, the Soviet Union. And after 12 years, the Russians failed. And guess who is trying now? Yes. The war in Khorasan has just begun, Mr. Bush. It has just begun. On that day, when Islam liberates Afghanistan, I believe it is that army which will be unstoppable until it reaches Jerusalem. Please give us an alternative to citizenship, and it's shirk. I want to confess to you the limitations of my thought, and that we must all collectively think. I can't do all the thinking. There are amongst you here tonight those who are better thinkers than I am and who will be able to extend my thought. Do not enter into citizenship where you have to pledge allegiance to a secular state, because that is direct involvement in shirk. But when citizenship is conferred upon you without your having to pledge any allegiance, you are born in a particular territory, then you have not entered into shirk because you have not pledged any allegiance. And in that territory and elsewhere in the world, you make it plain and clear for everybody down here and everybody up there to hear: I do not recognize the sovereignty of that state. If even with that state where you have citizenship, you are now denied citizenship, then you become what we were when we left Mecca and went to Medina. What were we? Yes, refugees. And there are many people in the world today who have refugee status. Probably some are here in this room tonight. In most of the Muslim countries nowadays, it is constitutionally mentioned that sovereignty is vested in the people of the country. So those who are living in the country, accepting the sovereignty, are they all in shirk? You can live in the country, you can be a citizen of the country without having ever pledged allegiance to the state and to its constitution. Yeah. Without ever having voted in an election. But I was told yesterday that in Australia, if you do not go and vote in the elections, you have to pay a fine. If I were here, I'd pay the fine. I'd pay the fine, yes. No, wait, we can't allow questions. Please write it down. No. When does see if you can check that out for me. Did you say that the Mahdi is a Shia? No, I said that the Mahdi will leave Medina. No, I didn't say that. The Prophet said that, alayhi salatu wasalam. The Mahdi will leave Medina and hurry towards Mecca. And the hadith was that the people of Mecca would come out to him and force him to accept the bay'ah. And he would accept the bay'ah at the Kaaba and proclaim himself to be the Mahdi. I then went on to say that Makkah has never been a Shia city. Never, in all history. And Makkah is not going to become a Shia city. And Makkah will not go out to a Shia to force him to accept the bay'ah. To believe in that, you should live on the moon. And therefore the Mahdi cannot be Shia. When the Mahdi proclaims himself to be Mahdi, those amongst the Shia who accept him and follow him are our brothers in faith, and will fight with us side by side, shoulder to shoulder, in liberating the Holy Land. But when those amongst the Shia refuse to accept him as the Mahdi, they will no longer be recognized as our brothers in faith and will not fight with us shoulder to shoulder in order to liberate the Holy Land. When does one become a Muslim? One can be a Muslim in your heart, but we don't know it. So if you die, we can't bury you. No. We can't bury you. We can't give you Salatul Janazah. Although you're a Muslim in your heart. Okay? We cannot perform the Salatul Janazah over you. The only time we can perform the Salatul Janazah over you is when you publicly declare yourself in the presence of witnesses that you are Muslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah.
Sheikh, concerning that question, just tell them what contact.
Right, inshallah, Sheikh Shadi is here and he'll take on that subject of the detention center, inshallah. What happened to the army from Isfahan? I know about the army from Khorasan. The hadith is that when Dajjal attacks Damascus, and the Imam is inside the masjid and Dajjal is outside, Dajjal will be followed by 70,000 Jews from Isfahan wearing their Jewish shawls. That is the hadith. What this hadith indicates is that the state of Israel would no longer be ruled at that time by the European Jews, but that rather Banu Israel, who today are second-class citizens in Israel, they call them the Arab Jews. Banu Israel would have taken over the state of Israel from the European Jews. But this has already started. Where's the evidence? The evidence is that last year sometime there was the election for the presidency. I think it was last year. And the European Jews put up the prince himself. Who is he? Shimon Peres. The prince himself of the European Jews. And Banu Israel, the Arab Jews, or the Sephardic Jews as they are called now, they put up a person whose name nobody ever heard before. Moshe Katsov or something like that. And guess what? Katsov is an Iranian Jew. And he defeated Shimon Peres, and he's now the president of the state of Israel. For the first time in its history, an important post in the government of Israel is held by a non-European Jew. It's the beginning of the process which will eventually fulfill this hadith, that Dajjal will be followed by 70,000 Jews from Isfahan wearing their Jewish shawls.